Bless up. You already know how we do it around this time. We're here to make things right. Peace out to you and yours. Blessings. And I'm congratulating each and every person doing what they got to do to go about making it through each and every day. Because every day brings a struggle and it's a new one. So much praise, much props to all those who are doing what it takes to go about getting things done in their life, you see. And one of the things that we have to go about seeing is that life is not easy at times, but despite it having its many challenges, we still go about finding the strength to keep on going. Now that's the mystification that goes about leaving us enamored. It goes about leaving us in awe because no matter how rough things get, the answer's right around the corner. And it's those that goes about holding on with a faith and knowing that things will ultimately go about working itself out. Those that goes about seeing themselves from a viewpoint that it's all about them or blaming others for their misfortune have not yet come to know the truth. And in coming to know the truth, one has to go about realizing that there's two kind of people in this world. There are those who will go through things. They will acknowledge what their mistakes were. They will have learned from what they're going through. And they will have taken that lesson to go about applying their shortcomings to the lessons that's coming forth in the future. But then there are those who will go about stopping at nothing to find blame with each and every person why their life isn't shit. They will stop at nothing because they find comfort in going about blaming others for why they are in the predicament they're in. But the reason I wanted to go about illustrating that is to show that when we have become conditioned to think a certain way, to act a certain way, to go about upholding a certain attitude, we are not living our best life. And like what Brother Malcolm X said, they got two kind of Negroes. They got the house Negro and they got the field Negro. Now the field Negro, his way of thinking is he wants better for himself because he does not believe he is being treated fairly in the house that he goes about not residing in, but being kept in. So his viewpoint is to go about running away, escaping this horrible master. So he takes his viewpoint on to the next, to the house Negro. But the house Negro has become conditioned in the way how he goes about thinking of himself and thinking of the treatment that he received. He goes about justifying the nonsense in the way how he is looking at life. He will go to the extremes and go about justifying the treatment in which he receives just to go about making somebody else look good. Now, within that, they got two kind of people in this world. Which one are you? Because unless you come to know that, you will act accordingly in how people want you to go about carrying on. And if one does not come to go about realizing at what side of the spectrum they go about relating to, then one have no conscientious notion of who they really are. One has no viewpoint of what's embodied within them. Because the one thing that society will always go about promoting, in order for you to go about losing yourself, it's called the application of replication. Find somebody that you want to be like and do as they do in order for you to become successful. But why doesn't society go about telling you? Find out who you are so that you can go about becoming the best version of who you are to be. You see, we're all tasked with different things in life. My responsibility will never be your responsibility, and your responsibility will never be their responsibility. But unless we come to go about knowing what our responsibility is on this journey, we will forever be replicating what others have gone about doing. Like I always tell people, in the notion that you could put two people in hell, one will find peace, the other will find pure misery. You could put take those same two individuals, put them in heaven. One will find peace and the other one will be in misery. But it goes to show the uniqueness in which each and every human being goes about on this journey. Now, the one thing that I would like to go about illustrating and pointing out to make it seen in that we have to come to know who we are in order for us to go about doing what it is we're supposed to go about doing on this journey. And don't believe that there's somebody else like you. They might look like you, but they can't be you. They might dress like you, they might act like you, but the notion of the matter is there's only one you. Everybody else has to be themselves. So why don't you be yourself? And that's the truth of the matter. We must go about freeing ourselves from this slain ghetto mentality and going about promoting that we have to be somebody else. No, the only thing that life asks of you is for you to go about being yourself. That's all life is asking of you. Free yourself. Free your mind so that in time what you do comes from the heart. Don't do things in the expectation of rewards, because you're only going to go about disappointing yourself. Like, they had this female who told me this when I was younger. She said, a real woman knows a real man. All they have to do is be themselves. Now that's my blessing.